Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be covering yet another interesting topic, which is what is machine learning. Right. So I'm sure you've been wondering what machine learning is. Well, the good thing is that in this video we are going to be looking at what is machine learning, the types of machine learning, which include supervised learning and supervised learning and reinforced learning. And in addition to that, we're going to look at a comparison between machine learning and artificial intelligence, so to sort of understand what is the difference or what is the relationship between those two technologies. So obviously starting with the definition. So what is machine learning? So according to Copilot, machine learning is a fascinating field on artificial intelligence, right? So that focuses on developing systems that can learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention, right? So it's about giving machines the ability to learn and adapt through experience, much like humans do. And I think that last line is a very important line, which tells you that machine learning is simply about giving machines that ability to learn and adapt through experiences, just like humans do, right? So maybe before we go into detail into the types of machine learning, such as supervised learning, reinforced learning, let's look at the relationship between artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So I think from this diagram, we can clearly see that machine learning is only a subset of artificial intelligence, right? So if you look at artificial intelligence, so this is basically systems that are capable of performing tasks that require human intelligence, right? And these machines or systems are able to perform these tasks as a result of machine learning, right? So machine learning basically powers artificial intelligence systems, right? Because machine learning is a subset of AI that is involved in training algorithms on data. So you train these algorithms on data so they can basically perform tasks that require human intelligence, right? So without machine learning, we wouldn't have artificial intelligence system. Yes, the field of artificial intelligence wouldn't actually exist, right? When you go deeper in machine learning, you actually notice that there is something called deep learning. So, the concept of deep learning is the idea of building artificial neural networks that basically allow systems or machines to learn as much as the human brain actually does. So it was actually inspired by how the human brain actually works, and they built these neural networks to help the systems model complex relationships in data. So that's how these models are able to learn and continuously adapt based by just analyzing the data that is actually being fed to them or that is actually being used in their training phases, right? Now we can look at the types of machine learning. So what are the types of machine learning? This would include supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning. So now those are the three types of machine learning. We can actually break them down and look at them into detail, right? Let's start with supervised learning. So what is supervised learning? The supervised learning is a type of machine learning which includes training algorithms on data including both features and known labels. So what this actually means is that you train your algorithm um, using both the features. So the features would actually be, in this case, the size of the object, the color of the object, the shape of the object, or whatever object that you're using to train your model. And then the label would be sort of like the name of the object, right? If you're training your algorithm based on data sets that include maybe let's say a phone or a laptop, right? Using a laptop as an example, so a laptop would have different features like the length, the color, the size, the weight, whatever, or even the shape, right? And you might find that there'll be multiple laptops that actually have different shapes and sizes, right? And then the model is basically being trained on that. This would how this is actually how a laptop actually looks, and these are the possible sizes of a laptop, and these are the possible shapes of a laptop. And you also tell it that, okay, this is actually a laptop. So your model basically is trained on the features, and it is told that this is the name of the item, right? So this allows this algorithm to basically predict possible outcomes based on past observations. Now, there's two types of supervised learnings. So there's regression, which is based on predicting numeric values, and you've got classification, which is about categorizing objects into certain groups, right? And let's look at the examples. So with the regression, this, for example, let's say you'd wanted to predict ice cream sales, and you're basing these predictions on maybe the temperature of certain days and the number of ice creams that were actually sold in those certain days. And so the good thing here is that you can actually use historic data to predict the future outcomes. So you could use all this historic data. So you tell this is an ice cream, this is the number of ice creams that were actually sold when the temperature was this high. Maybe predict how much we can actually sell when tomorrow's temperature is maybe 25 degrees, and it is on a Monday, or it is actually on a Tuesday. So it actually can predict the cells that you could actually get on that particular day. And another one is property prices. So you could use this model to predict certain property prices for the next year or for the next 10 years based on certain economic changes, whether people will have more income remaining or there's less income, or there's changes in sort of the economic structure of a country, right? So that is what regression is mostly focused on. Then you've got classification. So classification, now what happens with this is that you get certain objects or certain people, certain blood types, and you sort of train your model to say blood type A contains this and that contains this type of features, and the label is that if you've got this type of features, it should actually fall into blood type A. If you got this type of features, it should actually fall into blood type B. If you got this, it goes to O, A, B, all of that, right? So you're basically saying, so whenever it identifies a certain some certain blood type with certain features, it can group them into blood A, B, O, or AB, right? So it's actually classifying. You're not predicting any numeric values. You're not predicting the number of people that would have that type blood type, but you're just grouping people with certain blood types into the similar groups, right? And another example would obviously vegetables. You could actually group vegetables into certain groups, like carrots. Go to the carrots group. Um, Based on whatever the characteristics or whatever the object would actually be. So that is what supervised learning. With supervised learning, you know what the object is and you know the features of the object. Now, going into unsupervised learning. So, unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning which includes training algorithms with only features without the labels, right? So you could know the size of an item, the color of an item, but you do not know whether that item is a laptop, it's a phone, it's a TV. So you could find a laptop with the same size as a TV, but because you actually do not know whether that's a TV or it is a laptop, the model could actually end up classifying those items together because it is basing its analysis on the features, so the size or even the color. So if any item is the same size, same color, could actually be grouped in the same category, even though they are not the same thing, right? So that's what unsupervised learning is. And in this type of machine learning, there's only one, which is clustering, right? So maybe let's look at the example of what clustering is. So if you look at this picture, you could actually see that you've got different flowers or different plants, whatever you'd like to call them, and they have actually been grouped based on that. They have got the same shape, right? If you look at most of them, sort of look the same, but in reality, you could find that these are plants that look the same but do not belong to the same group, right? You could think this is a certain plants that you could think these are sunflowers, but you might find that this is not actually a sunflower. It's only being grouped there because they actually look the same, but they are they do not belong to the same group. So in this case, with unsupervised learning, the model only knows the size or the colors, the features only, but it doesn't know the objects. So it could actually group them into the same group, even though they are not the same items. Now, last but not least, reinforced learning. So, what is reinforced learning? Reinforced learning is a type of machine learning in which the algorithm determines the relationship between features of the environment and the actions taken by the agent, right? So, remember, features as things like the color, the length, how long, or the genre, whatever that could actually describe an object or a video, or that could describe an item or anything, right? So those are sort of like the characteristics of whatever item or data element you're looking at, right? And then the agent, this would then actually be the system itself that is doing these predictions, right? So it reinforced learning, and for this reason I've placed Netflix and YouTube, because if you've noticed that the more you watch things on YouTube or Netflix, they continuously recommend things that become more relevant to you. Now, the question is, how do these algorithms end up predicting what you actually want, or even end up predicting the type of series that you actually like, or to help you discover a series that you were not aware of that you would actually enjoy watching, right? So, how this models actually works is this. So when you watch certain videos, the algorithm basically takes your watch history and says, okay, cool, Clarence prefers watching series of this genre or this category. Let's recommend more series of that category. And if I like the recommendation of the model is rewarded. So meaning that kind of behavior or that kind of recommendation would continue to happen. However, if I do not like that video, the system is not rewarded. So meaning those videos or that kind of behavior from the system will become less and less. So you'd see less of those videos over time because the system learns that you actually do not like that. Maybe it could have been a once-off thing, and moving forward, you actually didn't prefer. So you see that the more you interact with certain videos, the more you like certain videos, the more they would appear on your feed. And that's how this model actually works. And YouTube and Netflix actually are able to provide this tailored series or tailored videos through the use of reinforced learning. So this is some of the applications of reinforced learning. And I think we've came to the end of our video. And I hope you found this video very informative and got some value from the video. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe so that more people could actually discover the video. Thank you for watching.